This is the weekly EPOCH update, and this one's coming at you a little bit late. I attempt to generally post them on Sundays, but I was out of state the entire weekend. I traveled to Colorado in order to present a lecture at the Myths Taken conference, and I hope to have some of that information, including my own lecture, pretty soon here, as soon as all the audio or video or whatever gets sent to me. So be on the lookout for that. I presented a lecture entitled Atheism, Explained and Exposed. And incidentally, when I got my rent-a-car confirmation via email, it said it was a Hyundai. Because, what do I care? I just picked the cheapest car. Well, when I went to pick up the car, it was a 2015 Mustang. We're talking hot off the lot. And, yeah, that was fun to drive. Although I'm actually very pleased that I do not have a car like that, because I could get in some serious trouble with that. I mean, that car wants to move. You breathe on the gas pedal, and you're going 40 miles an hour faster before you get a chance to blink. It is absolutely insane. And when I returned it, I told the guy at the lot, I did not want to return this car. And he says, I bet. So that was a fun trip and a great conference. So I'll be sharing some of those things with you guys. So as far as the articles I published the past week, one was called Forgiveness as the Key to Relationship. Now, honestly, I've written so much. I mean, we're talking literally thousands upon thousands and thousands of articles that every now and then I have an idea and I want to write about it. And then I'm not sure if I'm just thinking about it or if I already wrote about it or what. So I wanted to write an article that would present an argument about how if forgiveness is truly important, then it would be an argument to the effect that only God could be the ultimate forgiver. Okay, so meanwhile, Wyatt Fisher got in touch with me, and he posted a very interesting article about 5 key steps in embracing forgiveness, forgiving others. So then I realized, well, I actually had already written out my argument. So what I did is put together an article that quotes my original article a little bit, quotes Wyatt Fisher's article a little bit, and I added some stuff to it to kind of tie it all together. So check that out. It's really interesting, I think. Another article was Evolution News. That's right. It's called Meet the Denis-o-vans, the New Nebraska Man. And if you know anything about Nebraska Man, you may be aware that you could find an illustration of Nebraska Man with Nebraska wife and the whole scenario. And it turns out the whole concept was based on one tooth from an extinct pig. Well, likewise, the Denis-o-vans, it's just as bad, if not worse. So what I did in this article is present you a quotation and the way to learn how to read a science story or even a science paper, which is that as you read, you distinguish between actual science on the one hand and pure good old worldview philosophy-based speculation and interpretation of evidence on the other hand. This time around, you'll see that was astonishingly easy to do. Yeah, so go check out what the latest is in Evolution News, as, fragments of a fragment of a fragment of a skeleton are made to be something that we have no idea of knowing whether it was or wasn't anything whatsoever. Another article was Gary Gutting and Alan Plantinga, Is Atheism Rational? Now this is really just based on an article I read, a full-length discussion between these two, but I decided to pull certain things out of it and throw in a little comment every now and then on things that I found particularly interesting. So if you're interested in atheism, that's a good one to check out. And lastly, I wrote one on Ancient Aliens, the Satan Conspiracy episode. This one was very interesting. It's really amazing. If you know anything about Gnosticism, or, well, you know anything about the manner whereby Satan goes about doing things, is he'll always copy what God has done, but he turns it upside down, inside out, and backwards. So that, for instance, in Gnosticism, you get some pure, absolutely pure forms of Satanism, in that the Gnostic texts, many which were found at Nag Hammadi, they portray the Creator God as an ignorant, tyrannical God, and then they portray the Satan, the serpent figure, as the literal enlightener of humanity, who freed us from the tyranny of a God who wanted to keep us nice and ignorant lack, so that he brought us freedom through breaking God's commandments and acquiring knowledge from the tree of good and evil. Of course, since good was proclaimed to be in existence some 9 times before Eve ate of the fruit, what could possibly have been gained from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, except for evil? So this Ancient Aliens episode, it's just as blunt as it can be in portraying Satan as the good guy. And they also refer to Satan in all kinds of terms. I mean, any term you want to use for Satan, they threw it in. He's a man, he's a seraph, he's an angel, he's a ruler of hell, he's this, he's that. In other words, they get it wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. But it's pretty amazing that such a popular TV show would essentially just be so upfront about, hey everybody, you should worship Satan. That's pretty much what they're saying. So one thing I did in this article is play off of an article by Jason Colavito, because he commented in great detail about this episode, but I thought that he himself made some errors because he's not coming to it from a Judeo-Christian point of view. So he made some errors along the way, and I thought, well, why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone and comment on Jason Colavito and comment on ancient aliens at the same time. So check out the articles, spread them around the social networking sites. Yeah, you know what's up. Personally, I don't like watching those YouTube videos. They're like, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, follow my blog, follow my site, subscribe to this, do that. Maybe I'd get more viewers if I begged them, but I figure, hey, if you're watching this, you know how to use the internet, you know what's up. All right, till next time.